We are here on Journey to Success with one of our brothers who we all thought was he the next, what's that guy name? Edibayo, because his height is like Edibayo. Yeah, I hope I'm saying the name right. This guy was very, very, very good in high school, playing soccer for Northland High School, and everybody thought that he was going to take it on a professional level. But that's not what happened. You know, he switched it up to something else that is being like, it's amazing. It's amazing. What he's doing in the community is amazing. So stay tuned to see who I'm talking to today. I call him G Slim. If you know, you know. Journey to Success with your man, Mr. CashMo. Let's go.
About 1,000 people showed up to this past weekend's march, and while there was a great need for immigrant voices from the community to be heard, there was also a need to show support for Black Americans during the Black Lives Matter movement. People from Columbus's diverse melting pot joined the International March for Black Lives in an effort to send a message to leaders locally and around the world.
I want the United Nations to take action to countries who abuse Black people because of their skin in their countries.
Harrison Opoku, founder of Black Excellence, helped to organize the event and wanted the community to understand police brutality is a worldwide problem.
Maybe not physically, but verbally, because once they hear our accent, they try to scare us with deportation.
The Italian native with Ghanaian parents has had his own bouts of dealing with racism in Italy and here in the U.S. He says while the march was a chance for immigrants to unify and shed light on injustice everywhere, it was also a chance to make amends, as getting Black Africans to support Black Americans had been a challenge.
A lot of the older crowd did not care about it because they felt that whenever immigrants went through situations as far as with deportation, Black Americans did not support.
But with a resolve to make change, he says millennials chose to put the differences aside because they understood it was better to do it together than apart.
This generation is different, and I think that they're ready for the change and for the unity among the entire Black diaspora.
For Spectrum News, I'm Tanisha Johnson.
And today on the show, I have the one and only Harrison Opoku, a.k.a. Italian Mafia, a.k.a. G Slim. Bro, what's going on, man?
Doing good, man. I'm saying I got my mask on. So
Yeah. We all look like ninjas.
You know what season it is, man. It's cold.
Yeah, but we got the distance, so yeah.
We counted 6'6".
Yeah, we
6
counted. Yeah,
we
we counted. We good.
We swim.
How have you been, man?
I've been good, man. You know what I'm saying? We are in some rough times right now. We know that election is coming up. We have less than 100 days, so I've been busy trying to find ways for our people to really know what's going on in America right now and how important this election is and how it's going to affect the next 8 years of our lives.
Wow. All right, so we're going to start it from the top. Once again, like I said, my guest today on Journey to Success is the man Harrison Opoku. We are here to learn about his journey, how he got to so many platforms nowadays. So, Jale, let's start from the top. You know, knowing you, I thought for real you was going to at least be playing somewhere, European Soccer League, because you was that good. Newspapers everywhere in Columbus, around the city. You was like getting all the awards. And, you know, all of a sudden now, I'm seeing a whole different transaction. So take me from the top, from that journey to now. Let's just get a brief, little bio about yourself.
Well, people don't know I'm sitting down right now, but I'm 6'5". And coming to America, a lot of people thought I was going to play basketball. But I was born in
But basketball, they know us.
Oh, basketball, they have to meet you rebound, so don't point.
Yeah.
And then they remember my blocking, they remember.
But
I'm saying, man,
that was as far as you got.
I be 360 dunking in there, man. I left it to the young boys, man. I'm saying, man, but soccer was something that I loved because I had a background of being born in Italy. So when I came to America, soccer was a way for me to connect with people. So I gave it my all. So I was a freshman varsity captain for Northland High School, and we won our first championship together with Derek and a lot of older people that I played with. So I enjoyed soccer, it gave me peace, and that was one of the channels that I used. But now that I'm not playing in the World Cup, my goal is to definitely own a Champions League team one day.
Amen.
I mean, now that we can play, we'll just own the team now.
Yeah.
That's how we're gonna do it.
That's it. That's right. Well, that is very interesting, you know, because you know it's like you were saying, the potential was there.
Yeah.
You know, so what happened? What made the switch from having the dream to become a soccer player to all of a sudden want to get into, I don't even know if I should put you in politics or want to just be a community advisor. You know, how was that transaction? What happened? What did Harrison see, or what did you notice that you felt like this is something I want to do? This is my passion. This is my journey now.
Well, it was very simple. The transition happened when I became a party promoter. So when I was playing soccer, I realized that, man, like I cut that people the culture. Soccer is not something that's pushing. Right. And when you're young, you want to get money at a young age. You buy the Air Forces.
And you was getting money.
You know what I'm saying?
This man was getting money.
We were trying, by God's grace. So at that
this
time,
man was getting money. Hey!
Now, so I focused a lot on being a party promoter.
Right.
So those was my early age in high school. So my senior year, I threw a graduation party,
right,
which a lot of people showed me love.
Yeah.
And that's when I realized that I had the potential to mobilize and bring people together. Like people actually came out and showed me love.
People did came out. Was I DJ?
So after that, I had some party entertainers reach out to me, and I was young. This was my first time going to the club, but it was like, hey, we just want you to promote. Right. Help us, just tell people, your friends. So this was me getting into college. So when I went to college, I kind of put the soccer aside because I was getting early money throwing parties. And I was like, you know what? I want to be the African P. Diddy. And then once that happened, of course, that comes with a lot of things.
African P. Diddy, not African hash pub.
Not hash pub, man. I wanted to have, no, say P. Diddy. I wanted to have.
But now there are levels of peace.
I mean, back in those days, you didn't have social media. So everything that I'm showing,
you have Black Line. you had high five.
I had high five.
Yeah, you did have high five.
I had high five.
Your username.
I had high five.
Yeah, you had high five. Yeah.
You took it to the high five.
Yeah, high five days.
AOL. You know what I'm saying, man? You call it in, you got the phone, you got everything, man.
I still remember my screen name too. Yeah, but
so I mean, pretty much that's where it all transitioned. But I realized with the party scene came with a lot of, I went through a lot, with a lot of violence, drugs, of course, a lot of things that, of course, doesn't make a black man look good. So I realized that I had to change my vision. And coming back to Columbus, being involved in networking events, I realized that there were not a lot of Africans within these communities in each position, and I realized that everything we do is political. So now my whole thing was, how do I change the knowledge that I gain on how to mobilize and charge people to come to a party, but how do I give them free knowledge by just mobilizing them and building a strong army, like the Black Panthers, but this time not holding guns, but this time with college degrees and different things, and we're gonna come in different now. So yeah, that's how it all transitioned.
Wow.
So from soccer to parties,
from
to
soccer
politics,
to party promoter into politics.
To politics now, man.
Wow, that is amazing. Once again, you are on Journey to Success, and my guest is Harrison Opoku, the Italian Mafia, aka G Slim. Now he is a community activist. Can I even say that?
Yeah, you can definitely say that.
I can say that, right? Yeah. And you know, me on CashMoTv, I don't do interview. This is not interview. This is conversation.
That's right.
That we have. So if you are expecting your normal sitting down interview and I'm all gentle and I'm at no. You see, he's all swagged up, man. You know, comfortable. You know,
simple.
Yeah, we are just here, just talking, vibing. So what was the difficult part about this transaction? You know, you being an African, you know how our parents are. You didn't go to try and pursue the doctorate.
That's why
no engineer. I feel the politics. You know our expectation to our parents. You know, and it's like, how was that like? You know, did you have that conversation with your parents? Like, this is what I'm looking at, this is what I'm trying to, start doing? How was that transaction like?
It was very, I had to, you know how they say you gotta put in the work and then expect them, but I wasn't expecting them to support it because I understood our culture. Especially when you're doing something and you're not getting paid for it, and you gotta put in the work about it. So when you do things and you don't get paid for it, people don't respect you because they're like, hey, you're not making enough money. So it took a while for my parents to earn my respect as far as doing what I was doing. I was getting an award 2 years ago, and I invited them to come. And when they came, I didn't even know what they were going to say about me doing the award. So once they told her what impact I had in the community, that's when my mom was like, hey, I see what you're doing. Then I came on some newspapers, some articles. So those little things made her kind of proud, which whenever she went to work, some of her co-workers would be like, hey, that's your son? So those were some of the things that, even though, of course, we all have a dream of buying our mother some cars, some clothes, and little things, better things like that. That right there was something that gave her peace, knowing, but she knew what direction I was going with this party and stuff. So now that she sees that I'm trying to stay out of the way and I'm trying to do something for the community, even though they be all say, hey, I got that for, they were here,
that's interesting. Like, how was that feeling like though when you invited them to the award ceremony and you got that award?
Let me tell you,
how was that? Just
listen, I'm about to tell you this, man. You know when God says I'm gonna do something for you that is gonna make you feel good, but you don't know what's gonna happen. I had humbled myself going in whatever I was expecting. I was expecting one award, but I ended up getting 2 awards. The State House representative for the 22nd District, Mr. David Leland, actually came over there looking for me, like, where's Harrison? I'm looking for Harrison. And then he saw me and my mother, and he was like, man, this is your son. And you know, he said, Ghana for my so he said, Bruni Kasa. I
am here. I am here. 9 months. Wow.
So pretty much, Mr. David pretty much told my mom, your son is great to the community. He's really needed, and here's an award that we want to give him from the state. And then he gave the award to my mom. He was like, so we're about to leave. He was like, no, I need to take a picture. So that, and I'm like, wow. I'm like, okay. So it's me, my mom, and my sister, and we took that picture. I have that award still. My mom held it like it was like her grandson. You know, that's what she want from me.
Right.
It's coming. But pretty much, it was a great feeling, and it felt like graduating high school for the first time when your parents came and they were just clapping. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's the little things that make your parents happy. You think we have to be driving a Bentley, Ferrari, and stuff, but it's the little things that for them to be like, hey, I'm proud of you, keep doing you. So yeah, that's how the feeling was.
That's awesome, man. You still here on CashMoTv, Journey to Success with the man Harrison. Charlie, so where are you planning to go with this here? What's your vision? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, for what you're doing. What are you planning? Are you going to run for the mayor one day in the African community? Are you going to write for city council? Where are you trying to go with this right here?
Where I'm trying to go with it, I'm a man behind the scenes. I like to be active. I like to be at the table because they say if you're not at the table, you're on the menu. So pretty much whenever politicians...
Repeat that one more time.
I say if you're not at the table, then that means you're on the menu. So make sure, so I want to be at the table behind the scenes. I don't really care about being in the front, you know what I'm saying? But I want to make sure that if the mayor or city council member or state house representative, governor is making a decision that will impact my community, that I'm at the table and my voice is heard.
Speaking of community, where Ghanaians, where are we lacking? Because I see, the other people.
Don't get me started.
They go and they seek for funds and they're active downtown. Where are we lacking as Ghanaians in Columbus?
We're lacking unity. Unity. We don't know how to unite ourselves. In Kaboom, and what's so sad is we don't even have representation in the Hill, in Washington. And our numbers when it comes to census as far as Ghanaians, they don't even have the correct number. They have a number from 2016 that was something as far as the prediction of how many numbers. So we all know that most of the Congress people around the year of return went to Ghana, and a lot of them went. When Nancy Pelosi was giving this speech about being Ghana, she made a statement about we have about 200,000 people, Ghanaians in America, which is a totally false number.
And Columbus,
Even just Oklahoma,
even on Moss Road, you know how many people?
So they're still counting the number of the old generation, but they're not counting me, my little brother, you, your children, the number that we have. So right now, the goal that we're trying to do is we have an organization called Ghana Pack, which right now we're trying to mobilize so that we can have representation in the Hill. But right now, Nigerians have it. A lot of African community countries have representation in the Hill where they could go to the Capitol House and be like, we demand this. Because in politics and in the world, it's about two things. It's about numbers and money. Let me repeat it. It's about numbers and money. We have the numbers. They don't know how much numbers we got. Because we're not counting each other. I hate to say you slow. It's like we're paying ourselves. So because of that, it's really affecting us. And
other countries
are coming together and they're getting all the loans, all the resources, all the benefits. And it hurts to be a Ghanaian and to see that other nationalities are advancing. But then the only way that you could survive is by coming together. But then when you come together, you know there's a piece of every pie. But there's not a lot of Ghanaians at the table working, so they're giving it to other people who are on the table. So I mean,
if you don't want the pie, somebody will take the pie.
Listen, you got vegetarians who are eating pieces of meat, and they're just like, hey, they don't even care. They will run this. So I mean, like I said, we have, when we think of politics, people think it's straight up Democrat and Republic. But that's not politics. Politics is community engagement. What you're doing for the community. Everything that you want to do involves politics. I come across a lot of people, I guess, because I'm in politics, people come up to me and ask me, hey, I have an idea, I think this should happen. I'm like, I understand you have an idea, but now you have to come out and network with people. You don't just say your idea on Facebook and social media
and think
it's just gonna come.
Right.
And just because somebody that has the network is just gonna, I could post you on my page,
right? But
just because I posted you doesn't mean they're gonna support you the way they support me.
Exactly.
You gotta come to the event after work, you do your 9 to 5. There's an event from 7:30 to 9:30. You go. You sit down for 2 hours. Sometimes you only benefited 10 minutes because you talk to somebody and got his business card. But that 10 minutes and that business card that you got can take you a long way when you get back to work and you send an email. Hey, it was nice meeting you at this meeting. Anything you need help with, I got you. Right. You got to put yourself of service. And Ghanaians, we like to be served, but we don't like to do the service.
Nice.
Hey, you right there. I see you right there.
We are warming. We are warming.
So that's the problem.
We are warming. What you just said just went through my back because I'm guilty of that too.
We all are.
So what do you think right now? Right now, what is Harrison doing right now for the African community here in Columbus, Ohio, and also around the world? What do you think that you got in place or something that you have thought of, or especially, let's just say, well, we are here in Columbus, so let's just say, what is Harrison doing for the African community in Columbus? What have you heard? Anything brief that you can give us that you think that's coming up or you have a plan for?
So far, I'll put it like this. I have an organization called Black Excellence, which I founded when I went to Ghana in 2015, as soon as I graduated. When I came back,
you told me you were gonna bring me chocolates, but no, you never got that chocolate. You were so chilling at the boom bar that I didn't.
I know it was 2019.
It was 2019.
I know it was 2019. 2015, we did shit challenge. Mankwa cry. That one part being with Tichimaya near Bunahafi.
Okay.
The Timwa Muti is a Ufi Buna, Ufi Tichimaya, and Quabia, Michia, yes, I mean, Ghana is big, it's not just a pride. But pretty much when I came back, I started an organization Black Excellence. And the main goal, I used my life experience, because growing up, I would throw African parties, and then I would throw Ghanaian parties. And I seen that there was a difference. They were never coming together. We used to use the word akata. And akata funshia. Whenever I remember it got to a point, we got people that used to call me the akata president. You remember?
You used to do
I used to do akata things. So once I realized, I'm like, yo, we need to find a way to come together and network. And that's when the whole year return conversation was happening. I went to Ghana, I did a live TV interview with Brother Mundi on TV3. And I talked about the importance about African Americans coming to Africa, investing, coming here to experience the culture. and how can we find ways to open it up. So one of the things that I'm doing is I promote Africa.
So I
Ghana,
can actually give you credit for your return then.
Oh, it's a lot of people's voices, a lot of energy was put into it.
Wow.
And I would say that a lot of people were at the table. You have, of course, the Afrochella boys.
Right.
You have a lot of people, Ms. Bazoma, which she's a black entrepreneur. She's the one that is marketing chief for Netflix right now.
Okay.
Ghanaian lady brought in she's the one that brought in a lot of the black celebrities to Ghana.
Okay.
So I was already thinking Ghana already before the year returned, but I was excited to do it. So while I'm here, what I do is I go to different organizations. Like I went to the Children's Services here in Columbus, and they called me to be a keynote speaker, and I talked about Africa. By the time I got done, I got an email. This was before COVID-19. COVID-19. Their department wanted to go to Africa and go have a meeting with the Children's Service Department in Accra to see how they could exchange information and resources. So pretty much that's something that I do for the African community. I try to create a bridge. And of course, I want there to be representation. I want people to get involved in politics. I want people to get involved in a lot of things that will help your community. I'm not saying stay in Columbus, but wherever you at, make sure that you are involved, because being a Ghanaian and having an American passport, don't waste it. Do something with it. Don't, and this is what we do for now. I said that they're not Donald Trump here. What are you doing for people around you to vote? Can you say that you've counted 5 people that you were able to persuade to go and vote? So these are some of the things that I've been doing. More of the things that will be coming up that I can anticipate is, of course, right now we want, of course, Joe Biden to win and being open with it. Okay. So if Joe Biden does end up coming to Columbus, anything like that, we also want to be able to have a representation, like we are Ghanaians and we have a voice. So making sure that people respect us, number one, people value us, number two.
So do you want to be that voice?
Do I want to be that voice?
Yeah, you want to be that voice.
My main vision, you asked me, my ultimate goal is to be a senior advisor in the White House Foundation. Especially for the first woman president of America. I'm a male feminist. I believe in the power of women. I believe that a woman in power will fix America and heal the world.
And they're from day one, you know, now here.
I'm saying, so
from day one.
So being behind the scenes, but of course, anything by popular demand, if I feel like there's a need for me to stand for something, I will do it. But right now, I'm learning, I'm strategizing, I'm networking, and I'm growing. At times, things come too fast. You gotta find ways to humble. I don't want to jump myself into things because right now momentum is good, because it's a long journey. It's a long journey. Like you said, the title to this show is The Journey to Success.
Journey to Success.
Being a city house representative, being a politician is a long journey. You need 2 things: numbers and money.
Numbers and money. And that's something I'm looking for here on CashMoTv. So make sure you do subscribe to the page. And subscribe to the page. So when you hear this handsome man talking like this, then you can always get a notification. You hit the bell icon right here on CashMoTv. So we're gonna take it to it. We're wrapping it up, you know. Let's talk about Black Lives Matter. Brief.
Okay.
We was there. We saw the work you put into it. How did that came about? International March for Black Lives Matter. How was that like? And what does it mean to you?
So I'd like to thank everybody behind the scenes that helped put together the International March. When the protests started to happen, a lot of people were angry, mad, emotions was happening. We all seen what happened, the guy being choked by being stepped on with the knee.
Yeah.
So a lot of things happened, but there was no structure or no organization when it came to a nice protest march. So after a month, because people protested for a long time. So we did ours after a month. So by that time, we had organization and a structure. So there was a Black Excellence March that had happened, and we seen that there was a lot of black men wearing suits and tie, and they came. The week after that, there was the Woman Black Excellence. So if me and one of the state house representatives discussed that, hey, what can we do to make sure that the entire community, immigrant and refugee community are involved, because a lot of people feel the same pain, and our voices together is much better. So we know we have the Somali community, Nigerians, Sierra Leoneans, Liberians, a lot of people here. So we like, all right, how can we all come together and have an international community? So the first thing that we did was, like I told you about, we got to be at the table, was I invited the door to everybody to come at the table. We had nothing finalized. we like, this is what we want to do. What ideas, suggestions do you have? Our goal was to get about 3,000 people there.
Right.
We had about 2,000 people that had RSVP that said that they were going to be there.
Right.
It was supposed to rain that day. But hey, when you pray, my brother,
Hey.
oh, bomb hey. Not just in prayer, but all the fasting. Come on. Who pay 6 pack and you fasting? But
Because the best I'm not doubting. If you say that, I'll doubt my God.
Oh, don't doubt it.
Fasten me, I can be trashing.
Who carries it? I'm back.
So and then everybody else.
Tell you what, now yeah,
I did more than work.
Any game we should have
Maybe then I'm settled.
I got you. Yeah. But I mean, pretty much it was a lot of great people at the table. So it was wonderful. We did it. A lot of people came. It didn't rain.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was covered by a lot. And the one thing that I could say came away was it was a peaceful march.
It was.
It was a peaceful march.
The police was trying.
The police was trying to find a way to find a way to destroy us. But we were focused. We told the people in the mic,
a lot of people
stay here.
Yep.
But I'm glad that the first hour of it, we were very like it was nice.
Yeah.
Because pretty much what I said was like a black man and a white man got like speaking on Black Lives, you died. Malcolm X got shot. You know what I'm saying, man? Kennedy's brother got shot. So whenever you start to talk about the justice of people, or you want to be like a Martin Luther King or a community leader, it's not an easy path. You're putting your life on the line because they will check your record. They will try to find ways to demean you. So that's why at times when people be like, "Oh, Harrison, you're the next mayor," and stuff like that, I'm like, "Yo, I'm enjoying life, man. I don't want to be the one to come in and be like, Miami, oh, yes, now Miami, see." And that's when I'm back, I said, "Oh, not him."
No,
He used to be popping bottles and, I'm saying, getting twerked on, but I don't know what pictures people got down there.
Yeah.
Because you know, hey,
Your MySpace account is deleted, right?
when you had DJ CashMoTv on the 1s and 2s, and he dropped the Trina, and my so big like the sun, and the Akata people were coming.
Hey.
So if you don't have thigh muscle, you can't. And you can't,
if you can't stay on your ground,
you can't stand on your ground.
The soccer cleats, for real, though, it's true. But yeah, man. Once again, the journey to success. Like I said, I don't do your normal interview. This is not an interview. This is a conversation, man, that we're doing right here on CashMoTv on Journey to Success.
Yes, sir.
His success is something that, I had to come here to let the people know about, to inspire the next person who's trying to go on the same journey. So, bro, any last thing before we wrap up? Any social media handles, anything that you got coming before, I know you're a busy man, before I let you go so you can go to do your next thing. So anything you want to put out there?
The last thing that I want to put out is I want to tell people, please, if a man says the word 3 times, he means it. Please make sure that you vote, you register to vote, you encourage people to vote. I don't care if you are a progressive Democrat and you were a Bernie Sanders fan and you don't like Joe Biden and you decide not to vote. No, you need to vote. I think humanity depends on this. The next 8 years of our life depend on this. So I have come across a few people who plan on not voting, and it hurts me. I respect you, but it hurts me. So what I like to say is make sure that you vote. Some of the things that we have coming up, we'll be trying to put out more information about voters registration and how to vote. Because right now, because of COVID, they're trying to find different ways to limit and suppress the votes. But there are different ways for you to do a voting ballot where you can send it in the mail. But and say now you vote to man. Like it's a month. Like Donald Trump won in Michigan by 12,000 votes. In Michigan alone, is about at least 10,000 African diaspora, meaning Ghana for Nigeria, for at least 10,000. So imagine if Ghanaians, Africans come together. So like I said, I try to make sure that my people are involved. So I'll do my best to be at all the African markets. If I have to collaborate with you to make sure that people are aware to vote. You know what I'm saying? Each one reach one. So let's all make sure that we vote. And those are my last final words, man. Appreciate it for it. All right. Thank you for what you're doing, man.
Any social media handle?
Social media, you can find me on Instagram at Harrison Opoku. On Facebook, you can find me at Harrison Opoku. my entire name is Harrison Opoku. But we say, yeah, sometimes, do you know what?
Yeah.
They say, oh, summarize it. But don't worry, don't get it twisted, man. It is Harrison Opoku.
Harrison Opoku.
So you can find me there, and hopefully, I know you'll tag me with it. Thank you for what you're doing, and
Yes,
make sure that you subscribe to this channel.
Right.
This is how we're gonna do it, and this is how we're gonna make it. Supporting each other.
That's right. So before I let Harrison go, I have to put him on the hot seat right here on CashMoTv.
Oh, okay.
So
It's been hot already, man.
So the hot seat is your favorite Ghanaian food.
My favorite Ghanaian food is fufu.
Your favorite Ghanaian artist, whether it's gospel, high life, hip life. Your favorite Ghanaian artist.
My favorite Ghanaian.
Oh, you know what? I'll give you gospel and regular.
Ooh, you think that? Okay, gospel. I'll say Mark Enu. He's an SDA musician.
Okay.
Then I'll say as far as hip hop music and stuff like that. I jab. I like Shatawale and I like Stoneboy. I like all that flavor. Okay. I wish there was more out there.
Okay. Okay. All right. Your type of a woman.
My type of woman. I like a woman that's strong, independent, humble. I know she will respect me. I will love her. You know what I'm saying, man? And a woman that we can be friends. So and of course you gotta please my eyes and my heart. Amen.
Body types. Biggie or extra.
Oh man, I don't care about stretch marks, man. You know what I'm saying? If you got stretch marks, it's okay, baby. Oh, you know what I'm saying? It's alright. But of course I want to be able to pick you up. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
If I can't pick you up, you should know.
Okay. Ejeko or Lil Wayne?
Ejeko, respect. But Lil Wayne is talented, but you gotta give respect to the first person you fell in love with first. At times it's like LeBron, Kobe, not Kobe, but Michael Jordan and LeBron James type thing like that.
Right. All right. So that's the man.
Yes, sir.
Hot seat, and this is Journey to Success with your man, Mr. CashMo, and my guest today is Harrison Opoku, the man that I believe that he will be a mayor one day here in Columbus, Ohio.
Amen.
So mark it down.
Amen.
Mark it down. I strongly believe it.
Amen.
So once again, subscribe to the YouTube page and hit the bell icon so you can get notifications whenever I upload this video. My name is Harrison Opoku, aka CashMo. Behind the camera is the one and only Jello, aka Angelo. And I'll catch you on the next edition of Journey to Success. Have a good one. May you be blessed. Take care.